Hi, my name's Rob. I run the upcoming UFC event predictions substack where I predict the upcoming events. I'm going to show you how this is done with Python code. This has been developed for years now. It's finally gotten to the state where it's fairly automated. It takes me a few minutes to run it each week, but it did not used to be like that. It used to be quite tedious and tiresome. So hopefully you can apply some of these ideas to your own projects if you'd like, or it gives you a little bit more confidence in how I'm actually producing these predictions. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so this first block is going to the data source that I use to collect the upcoming events details. It's collecting the names of the fighters and the matchups that are there. It's using some beautiful soup, a couple things like that. It's not the best, but it works. Okay. As you can see here, as of the time of running this, it's predicting Olberg versus Reyes, September 27th, 2025 in Australia. This next code block is collecting the information from the previous event that just occurred. So it's just a way to automatically update my data frame that I use to pull the projections out. This is some voodoo code, I have to say. I made this in 2021. It'll break. Hopefully it doesn't break, because I don't want to have to go through and deal with this anymore. It's been a while. So this next block down here is going through and pulling out the projections for each matchup. And I'm doing it with sample sizes, so at the lowest point, both people, for a matchup to be like eligible, it needs to have, both fighters need to have at least 2 fights in the UFC previously, so I can grab like an average. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all these are kind of aggregated later on in the code. But I'm just setting up my lists and whatnot. It's going through and it's collecting all the data from my data frame, and compiling it all into a data set. And then we can see here who's actually not being met out. So Justin Tafa versus Louis Sutherfield, I can't predict because they both didn't have 2 fights in the UFC previously. Same thing with Sterling and Bellato, Luka Bumoon and Thiniri, Thickenes, Musa, Montague, and Caroline, so on and so forth. And we start with 2 here, so as we go on to like 4, 5, 6, and 7, or 8, we're going to add more people to this list because they're both not going to have all of that information as well. Alright, scrolling down to the next block. This is where we're actually pushing all the information through the models that have already been created and aggregating it all together. It's easier to see in this next block right here. So we've got our prediction 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's our index. Both fighters, so name A, name B. So for this example, Olberg versus Reyes. Olberg was predicted to win 25 times from the models. He was predicted to lose 38 times, or Reyes was predicted to win 38 of the times. Total runs for them was 63 runs, with the predicted winner being Dominic Reyes because he's got more. It's an aggregation. And then this next little block of code is generating the output, which is a nice little, easy to read image, I would like to think, with fighter A on the left side, fighter B on the right side. The dot is closer to the person who has the higher chance of winning, or the model's predicting to win, with the size of the dot, smaller being less sample sizes included, larger being more sample sizes, indicating how much weight is behind it, I guess. It's not the best word. Alright, that's about it. Pretty short code. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more confidence in the project or how it's being produced. Follow me on my Substack. I'll have all that listed below, and I've got a few other projects coming out in the future whenever I get around to them. Thank you for your time.